Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and in today's video I'm super excited to be reviewing a new crochet kit that I've never tried before. Now I did just do a video recently on the woobles or the wobbles. Again, I really don't know how you pronounce it. So I will have something to compare this video to compare this crochet kit, kind of go through the price points and the different supplies and what I think it's worth and if it's worth it for you to purchase yourself. Now I will say that these kits were sent to me by HiCrochet to review, so thank you for that. I'm excited to review them, but I will let you know I will be giving my complete honest opinion on how I feel they are. Are they worth it? Should you spend your money on them? So please know that I will be giving a complete honest review. So let's jump into the video. All right, so I was given and sent 3 kits from HiCrochet to try out. So these are them here. So the first one is a intermediate frog in a donut hole in a swimming ring ornament. So that's kind of what the first one looks like. The second one is also intermediate and it's a bubble laying hen, which I'm really excited about trying out. And the third one is a walking owl. So I'm going to review these 2 kits in this video, and then I will review the third kit in a separate video. So we get really to dive into each one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump onto the website and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like and what the pricing is like and what options you have, and then we will jump into the kits themselves. Okay, so this is what the HiCrochet website looks like. Now, it's very nice. It's very sleek. There's lots of different options for bundles. But what I think I love the most so far about this without trying it is that they have lots of different options for things that you can try out. And I'll kind of give you an example. So they have different series. So for instance, this is the walking series and it comes with these little walking feet so that you can crochet and then your amigurumi will walk, which I think is really cool. They also have the bubble one, which we'll try out, and that one is where you kind of squeeze it like I would assume you would squeeze like a stress ball, and then it comes out of your crochet. So we are doing the laying hen, so that ball you squeeze is the egg that you're laying. So I think that is really cute. There's also bobblehead options, there's dancing options, there's so many cool different things, and I think that that's really nice because I don't really see that anywhere else. The Woobles doesn't have that, they just have amigurumi, which is fine, but I kind of like that idea that there's just kind of some variety and you can try different things. So the other thing I will touch on is the price point. Now, we'll just maybe go to bestsellers here. Sorry. So if you go down here to some of these ones, such as like the bubble ones, they're priced around 27 Canadian. So I live in Canada, so everything here is priced in Canadian. This one's 22 Canadian. Now the bigger ones with the really tall heads, like this one right here, the dancing ones, they're a little bit more expensive, around 54. But I would say the majority of these are around the $25 to $30 range in Canadian. Now, if you want to compare it to the Woobles, in the Woobles you're looking at closer to $50, like the $40 to $50 range for one amigurumi. So that price point is a little bit different. I personally like the lower price point, obviously, because you know, these projects, they are small. So to spend $30, you want to have something that's like going to be worth that. Sometimes I think that $50 range or up is just way too expensive. So I'm very happy with the price point. I think that's completely fair for what you're getting. So that is what the website looks like. And next we're going to jump into what comes in the bag. All right, so I have these 2 kits that I'm going to go through. I'm going to just go through what's in them, and then we will start with making them. So I'll start with this owl. So this is part of the walking series. It has like little feet on it that wind up and then they walk. Now the packaging, it's nice. I mean, it's soft touch. It's a good plastic. You can definitely reuse this bag, so that's nice. And yeah, I mean, it has like a little clear piece on the back so you can kind of see what you're getting on the inside. But otherwise, I'd say it's just very standard, but it's still nice for what you're paying for. The packaging, to me, it's important, but I'd rather good supplies on the inside than like the most amazing packaging on the outside. So I'm just going to open this up. So this is what we're looking like on the inside here. So the first thing that it comes with is just a card. On the back here, I'm not going to show you, but it just shows a little online pattern, like where the YouTube tutorial is, where to find that, and a little QR code that you can scan. Now all the instructions are online, and then there's a whole YouTube video as well, step by step, on how to make these, which I think is fantastic. So everything you need to know is on this little card, so that's really great. Now next is the walking appliance. So this is what it looks like. And then you just wind it up and it walks. So that's kind of cute. Whoopsies. But yeah, so that's really cute. I think, you know, I just think it's really creative to add these in, but also things like this, it's gimmicky, right? So there's always a chance for these things to break. So something to think about, but I still think it's a really cute idea. Now the yarn that they send is this yarn. Now it's really, really pretty. I actually really love this yarn so far just by seeing it. It's like a chenille plush yarn, but it doesn't seem to shed, and I'll know when I start crocheting. But when I pull at it, nothing comes off, which I'm obsessed with. I wish they had a bigger version of this. This is just a really tiny size, versus what I'm used to using, about a size 6. This is more like a size 4, size 3. So that's really cool. I'm excited to try that out. And they also send a crochet hook with that. And the crochet hook that they send is a 2mm crochet hook. So that's really nice. Not really the size I usually use, but I like with the yarn that we're using, it makes sense. Next, they send some fiber fill. And then in here is some stitch markers and a little keychain ring, as well as some of the eyes. Now, looking at these eyes, they're not safety eyes. It looks like you have to glue these on. I'm not the hugest fan of that. I personally prefer safety eyes because you can really secure them, especially if you're gifting these to children. I would never glue eyes on for children because they can just pull them right off, and that's a huge choking hazard. So the glue on eyes, not my favorite. So far, that's probably my biggest complaint, but they have all those. Oh, and a really nice metal darning needle, which I love. And it looks like they also send a glue stick. So I'm assuming that is for the eyes. And so you will need a glue gun if you're going to be completing this project. So everything looks great other than the safety eye situation. I think everything looks good. So that is what's in the package for the owl. Now I'll go through the kit for the hen, the laying hen. Same thing. So the first thing is, I'm assuming this is the little bubble that we use for the thing that you squish. So there's that. Again, you're getting a card that has all the information on the back with the website and the QR code and everything you need. So that's good. Some fiber fill. And then again, same yarn. And I got 4 colors for this project. So that's great. Looks like I'm making the blue hen. So it looks like there's a blue version and a gray version, and I got sent the blue one, so that's great. And that seems like it should be more than enough yarn. And then again, I got a 2mm crochet hook. Now, that's a tough one because now I have 2 and potentially 3 if I have another kit. So that's a tough one. I wish maybe, there maybe is an option to say no hook when you're purchasing these patterns if it's going to be the same size hook, because I don't need 16 2mm crochet hooks. I'll look into that and let you guys know, but now I'll have probably 3 crochet hooks that are the same size, which is fine, but kind of wasteful. Darning needle. Again, a glue stick, so we're probably looking at more glue on eyes. And yeah, here is the stitch markers, the keychain, and the glue on eyes. So that is everything that's in the laying hen kit. So I'm gonna jump in and get into these instructions and start the project, and I'll let you know how it's going along the way, and I'll give you some reviews with my pros and cons and everything at the end. Okay, just gonna give a little update. So far, I've done this much for the owl. This is like the walking guy. Now, a couple things. This piece here that they gave you for the walking mechanism, I don't know, maybe I'm just not crocheting tight enough, but the crochet is really loose on it. I don't know if you can see all this extra space here, but it's not fitting snugly, and I don't know if that's a me error. Maybe I'm just not crocheting tight enough. I do have quite a tight tension, so I'm actually kind of surprised that it's being so big like that. The other thing is you have to crochet around this contraption, which can be difficult. So I would say that this is definitely not a beginner friendly, and it does say intermittent on the bag. It says it's an intermittent crochet pattern, which I would agree that it is, just because it can be really hard for dexterity wise to crochet around this little contraption here. So those are kind of my 2 so far reviews. I don't know if I should restart or if it's okay that it's a little loose. Like if I start winding it now, I mean, it works fine. So perhaps once I'm finished it and have it all like stuffed and everything, that will make all the difference. But maybe just making sure you're doing your initial chain quite tight so that it sits really nicely on there. But you do add this on after you've completed that. So you also want to make sure that you have it big enough that you can get it on. So that's my kind of right now review. I don't normally use these stitch markers, but I am just for this pattern, just because I want to use all the supplies. But I will say I love this yarn. So far, it's so easy to use, and compared to the Woobles yarn is, I would say, more of like a t-shirt yarn, and I find that very difficult to use because it makes my hands hurt. This yarn is really easy to use. It's soft, it's plushy, and that's exactly how I personally like my my stuffed animals to be. So super, super happy with the yarn. And otherwise, I think maybe this is just like a user error for me, making these a little bit too big. That's why it's not fitting, but otherwise it's going well. So I'll update you guys as I go. Okay, another little update here. So this is kind of how far I'm at right now. I've been working on this for probably, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. I fixed the bottom. All I did was I took the darning needle that they provide and I used my yarn tail from where I started and I just grabbed the bottom loop of my chain round and pulled tight, and that really secured the bottom piece down here because it was way too big. So that seems to have fixed that problem. That's not really part of the pattern. That's just what I did to fix it. So now it's really, I have had no issues. I'm just going to continue on finishing up the body here, and I'll probably finish this project and then I will meet you back here when I'm finished. Okay, I have finished the first project, and I can say I definitely have pros and cons to this guy. He's really, really cute, first of all. I'm really happy with how he turned out. The yarn is phenomenal. I love the yarn, and I'll touch base more on it at the end of the video. User error, I glued the facial features onto the wrong side. So now when I wind him up, he walks forward, backwards, like his face is the other way. So that was my fault. So just keep that in mind when you're making these guys, that there is a right way and a wrong way. So far, the thing I dislike the most right now is the hot gluing. I'm not a hot gluer. Normally I would just sew these eyes on, and if I sewed them on incorrectly, I'd just take it out and do it on the other side. But because I glued them on, I couldn't change it. So not a humongous fan of the gluing, but otherwise it turned out really cute. So I'm gonna go work on the next one and then I'll meet you back here. Hello, it is a new day. I finished the owl yesterday and it took me probably about an hour and a half, or an hour-ish, an hour and a half. So it was a really quick project. Now I'm on to the egg laying hen. So this is kind of as far as I've gotten. So far, the head portion of this was actually quite difficult. I had to watch the YouTube video to understand it. So I would definitely say this one is a more intermediate pattern. But the YouTube video was great. It showed me step by step everything I have to do. And so now I'm just working on the body, and I think this guy will work up pretty quickly and I'm super excited. So I'm just gonna keep working away here and I'll check back in with you guys soon. Okay, I have finished the laying hen, and here it is. I'm literally obsessed with this. How cute is that? It doesn't get much cuter. I really loved this one. It was significantly more difficult than the owl. I had to watch the video for this one for a lot of it, but I love it a little bit more than the owl. So Now that I've completed both of these, I'm going to kind of give my pro and con list. And I'm going to start off with my pros. So the first pro is I'm obsessed with this yarn. I actually want to email them and ask them, what yarn is this and where do you get it? Because it's like my regular plushy chenille yarn, but it's so much smaller, so you can make really small things, but it's so much easier to work with than in comparison to the Wooble crochet kit. And I love that. It's just more my style. So I'm obsessed with the yarn. Also, they send you so much. Like, this is what I have left over after I completed the owl. So I can definitely make something else with this. So really happy, really, really happy with the yarn. For the most part, these patterns are pretty easy. The ones that I got were all intermediate, so maybe next time I would try a beginner pattern, but with the instructions and the video, they're super, super easy, step by step. Probably for a beginner, it would be hard maybe to read the patterns and create it, but with the videos, you can absolutely do it. So yeah, I mean, very easy and fantastic instructions. The next pro I would say is the price point. I think these, in comparison to the Woobles, is much more affordable. These ones being around the 20 to 30 mark versus like the 40 to 50 or up mark with the others. And I feel like you're kind of getting the same thing. I really like the extra, like, I know these can be gimmicky, but I just think that that really does add so much, and it's so much fun. That would be so much fun for a kid to play with. Same with the walking one. If I didn't glue all the pieces on the wrong side, it would walk forward, but that was my own mistake, but still so much fun. So as much as they're gimmicky, I do think the price point for these like extra little things really does, I think it's worth it personally. That's what I think. The last thing I think is that it's really good supplies. Like, the crochet hook is good quality. The darning needle is metal. These stitch markers, they're what I normally would have used if I wasn't using my strand of yarn. So really good supplies. The packaging is high quality. Everything is just, it's really good. So those are my pros. Now my cons are kind of more personal preference things. I personally really do not like hot gluing on my amigurumi. So if I can, I will sew. I did hot glue just to do these as they're instructed. But it's just not my favorite. So in the future, if I were to do these again, I probably would just sew them on where they say to hot glue them. But again, that's kind of a personal preference thing. I will say in this package, for some reason I didn't get the red color. I only got the white, the blue, the orange, and the yellow. And I had to actually look back in my footage to see what I got when I was unboxing it, because I thought I lost it, but it doesn't look like it actually ever came. But luckily they had sent me another one that did include red, so I just stole a little bit from that one. But I'm sure that was just an honest mistake, but I did have one color missing. And then my last con, which again is kind of just like, you know, it would be nice in regards to the hook. It would be nice if you were purchasing multiple packs to have an option to not get a hook with every pack. I just think it's wasteful. I have 3 packs here that they've sent me, and I have 3 of the same crochet hook now. So in the future, perhaps they could add that option. I did look at the website and I didn't see that as an option. So potentially that could be something that they could do just to save the environment and be a little bit less wasteful, because I don't need 3 2mm hooks, and I already have 2mm hooks in my set. So otherwise, those are my pros and cons for the HiCrochet stuffies that I've done. Now I did get one more, so I will make another video. It is a lot bigger, but I'm super excited, so keep your eye out for that. Overall, I think these are really worth it, and I'm super excited that I got to try it out. So before we end off on this video, I just want to let you guys know that HiCrochet has given us a 10% discount code for you guys to use that we will link in the description box below. Full transparency, we do receive a very small commission on this link if you use it, so in advance, we always appreciate any support you guys give us, so thank you. Otherwise, we hope you guys have a lovely day today, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!